I received an email from this gentleman on my right, and he says, "It was a pleasure speaking to you on the telephone. My name is Dr. Martin Marks, a.k.a. Dr. Footsie. I am a podiatrist and have been working with inner city youth against violence, against drugs, against tobacco, and he uses cartoon characters with animation, with messages to our youth at their level. I have a tobacco prevention program that's been approved by the LAUSD. I am the staff cartoonist for the Virginia News Source," he says. He said, "I've also created a cartoon character named Iris of the IRS, i.e. Internal Reaming Service. I have personally been reamed by the IRS several times." Well, Mr. Footsie is here live. He's here live with me now.
But I heard his dialogue with the program there in L.A., and I found him very, very interesting. I'm wondering if he'd tell us who is that guy sitting next to him on the right.
Yeah, tell us about we have people on here, and we put particular people on here, and I want to introduce to you Dr. Footsie. Dr. Footsie, that camera is on you, and on your right-wing extremist there on the right. Tell us about what God is doing in and through with you, and as I often say, sometimes even in spite of us, but what is God doing with your right-wing friend here and with you, Dr. Footsie? Tell our audience.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to be on your program, Wiley. I am a podiatrist by trade. I'm retired and tired. And the good Lord has given me the talent to use my artistic skill in coming out with making foot cartoon characters that I've educated kids on the harmful effects of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, etc. But the young man to the right of me, maybe he's not too young no more, he is one of
Hey, I resemble that remark.
No, you're to my left. This is to my right.
Okay, go ahead.
And to the right is the other half. We've developed a diabetic awareness program called Club Sugarfoot. And the idea was to educate, at this point, seniors on the harmful effects of diabetes in order to be able to prevent loss of limb. And I found that over the years. I'm a couple of months older than the gentleman to my left. He's not the dummy that's to my right. But anyway.
I'm the dummy to the left. Is that what you're implying?
Well,
okay,
I didn't say that, but that sounds good. But anyway, and I found out while having been in practice for over 40 years, and when you deal
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You doctors always say practice. I would think you'd get to the point where you know what you're doing.
We probably never have. So we got to keep on practicing.
Amen. Dr. Footsie, while we're waiting for her to call back,
right.
What's happened? What's your buddy's name here?
Okay, this is Sweetie Toe. He's the other half of the team. I was going to bring Sugarfoot along. This is Sugarfoot. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
okay.
And show it to the camera, though, not me.
Oh, I don't know. Is that on your camera now? Okay. The idea was to be able to make it fun and educational in order to get to our older population, in order to tell them on the harmful effects of diabetes, and in the hopes that we can prevent loss of limb. I've known over the years that most people, as we get older, I think most people would like to hear the truth.
Amen.
And not being lied to.
Amen.
And the fact that most people, when they do go to the doctor, they heard the same thing over and over.
Well, he's a fast talker. He's an old man, but he's a fast talker.
Right.
All right, Mr. Footsie, we were talking about a lot of things, but you are very concerned about type 2 diabetes primarily.
Right.
And I'm going to piggyback on that as well.
Okay.
But tell us what you're concerned about and why you're concerned and what can be done.
Okay. The main reason why I'm concerned is to try and educate. Mainly what we're dealing with at this point is the people later on in life that develop into diabetes. And one of the side effects, it's a serious side effect, that occurs from diabetes is loss of limb. There's other things. And if we could prevent people from losing limbs and educate them in a fun, humorous way, then I think that we've got to jump up on everything.
Amen.
With most of the seniors that I've talked to over the years, they've told me that they went to the doctor, they know they're a diabetic, they keep hearing the doctor tell them, well, Mrs. Brown, you got to wear white socks, you got to do it. You know, I think they know it. People have to be able to see education in a fun way. Most seniors have told me that late at night before they go to bed, or maybe after when they get up early in the morning, they're watching cartoons. So that's a great way to educate people in coming with a humorous approach. That's why I developed Club Sugarfoot. Sugarfoot and my sidekick to the right of me, the other sidekick to the left, you may have to give him a sidekick.
Yeah, wake me up.
This is Sugarfoot, and this is Sweetie Toe. And don't ask me why the name Sweetie Toe when people said, shouldn't she be Sweetie Toe and he should be Sugarfoot? Well, that may be, but I developed this cartoon, Sugarfoot, probably about 20 years ago, and then decided that we're going to start putting out messages. And what I've developed, again, is a fun way. This program which we've developed, I've done about 60 presentations throughout a good portion of L.A. County in senior citizen homes, assisted living, parks and recreation, to be able to make it fun for the people to listen to. Well, it's a big, giant trading cards with messages on the back. Never to walk barefoot, never to put electric heating blankets, hot water bottles on your feet, because the diabetics lose that sensation.
That's right.
And when they don't feel the sensation there, they can easily burn the skin. So again, with a fun way of presenting things, I've also become, I'm losing my voice because of the sinuses, but I've become the toe tapper rapper. At my age, I've become trying to have a little fun. Not that I'm crazy about rap music, but I am the rapper.
Amen.
And I've recorded a rap song. I will try and do it now, if I can remember all the words, on diabetes.
Amen.
It goes a little like this. Who's this dapper toe tapper rapper? Health fighting zapper in a chewing gum like rapper. Dr. Footsie. Let's go, Dr. Footsie. Sweets for my feet, sugar for my toes. When you're diabetic, that's no good for your toes. Needles and pins, numbness and tingling, redness and swelling. There it begins, there it begins, there it begins. Candy is dandy, sugar is sweet. See, I knew I should have had this. Candy is dandy, sugar is sweet.
But take care of your feet.
Take care of your feet. But anyway, so it gives the message out, and trying to get people involved in it, making them feel happy. And if you go even to my website, or it'll take you directly, I think, to the YouTube.
Now, what is that website?
The website is drfootsie.org. Dr. Footsie is spelled D-R-F-O-O, T like Tom, S like Sam, I like Irene, E like Edward, .org. That's the only dot, drfootsie.org. You'll be able to see, I've developed probably over 75 foot cartoon characters, and they're called the new feet on the street. I've written short story books. It's Dr. Footenstein's Tales from Toland. And we've written, I don't know if this will show up. It's laminated.
Just get it back in.
And I've developed 6 on what I would concentrate called Souls of Sorrow, to get to kids with tomorrow. He's the procrastinator. Tobacco against smoking. And this is a little short story book, okay, where they come with bookmarks, etc., and they're for sale, and we do take PayPal, and so hopefully people will get involved and help support what we're doing. And then also a character called Tipsy Toe, the alcoholic.
Uh-huh.
And then Lotto Loser, the gambler.
Yeah.
And then Tobo the hobo. And he's a combination of all these characters.
Amen.
And you got to work hard in this life to get wherever you had to get to. And you got to keep on doing it. And you got to put your best foot forward and bring the other one along. So these are the basics. And then I've got 3 other short stories on the Willie Wart, who develops a wart, Sad Sock, in how to take care of your socks and make sure you keep your feet clean. And the other one is Humongous the Fungus. So we've developed a bunch. I appreciate Pastor Wiley giving me the opportunity to be on the show. And he will have me back again.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
now, before you go to that, just a minute, let me just say this. Bob, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold on. Here's what I want to do, folks. You heard Dr. Footsie talk about product, okay, that's available. The short stories, the pictures, and to help them through PayPal and so forth. Let me tell you something, folks. I want to give you an incentive. Now, if you make a donation, if you receive a book, if you spend money with your PayPal with this man of God, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you free airtime. You can come on my show for up to 15 minutes. Or you can come in the studio, as Dr. Footsie has, and be on the show with us. If you purchase or donate to his ministry in any way, you call my producer, my scheduler, and say, Bob, I've got the book. I've got the information. I made a donation. We'll take your word for it. We're not going to ask for verification. We're Christians. We trust you. But if you go to the website, and I'm going to have him give that again, if you go to the website or you spend money or you donate, then you can come on the Wiley Drake Show for 15 minutes and talk about it. Now, the way you get on the show is you call my scheduler, Bob Bosworth. Bob Bosworth is going to give you his personal cell phone number. That's area code 714, but that's okay. He's in Woodstock, Georgia, but he's still tethered here to us in California with his phone. So, Bob, if they want to be on the program, they call Bob Bosworth, the scheduler, and say, book them, Bob, and tell them how to get in touch with you.
Well, I'm at 714-699-8657. 714-699-8657 here in beautiful Woodstock, Georgia.
Amen. All right. Now, we only have about 5 or 6 minutes left before we go off, and we've cut Dr. Footsie short. I know. We've cut him off right at the feet.
Oh, I've shrank down to about 2'4". So, but actually, I do appreciate the opportunity. And then when I spoke to Pastor Drake, I guess it was last week, 2 weeks ago, I lose him. He said, "Oh, you can come out live." He says, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "I'm coming from Brooklyn." He says, "Brooklyn?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Just give me the way." So I remembered when I was driving, I went through the Holland Tunnel, I went over the Jersey Turnpike, the Ohio Turnpike, and when I finally came out to California, I said, "What are these things growing? They're coming through the sidewalk." And he said, "Those are trees." I said, "Trees?
What's a tree?"
In Brooklyn, we had little things that grow through trees. He said, "Those are palm trees." I said, "Okay." But anyway, I'm having fun. I appreciate the opportunity. Life has got to be made fun.
Amen.
The greatest cure for everything is humor.
Amen.
What did George Burns used to say? And that's how he lived to be 100 years old.
That's right.
So we've got it, and I'm sure Pastor Drake will have me back again.
Absolutely.
The Wiley Coyote.
The Wiley Coyote will bring in the Brooklyn
Bridge, which I will sell it again to the man in the White House.
Reset. Yeah, right. He'd probably buy it. But anyway, what he is doing, ladies and gentlemen, is a prevention for diabetes, primarily type 2. Now, I did not follow his advice, and I ended up with type 2 diabetes, and I found another doctor that has helped me cure my diabetes.
To make it reversible, sure.
And now, let me give you that website, and you can go to that because we've got to quickly do it. But it's type 2, the number, solution.com. Type 2 solution.com. Let me tell you quickly my story. 3 years ago, my blood sugar was 400.
That's a good batting average.
Yeah.
Like with Ted Williams.
My blood sugar was 400, and my doctor said, we've got you on metformin, all these other medications, but we can't get your blood sugar down. So, the only other way to get it down, not only cut back on what you're eating, but we've got to put you on insulin. And I said, Doctor, I'm not open to that. And I found another doctor, Dr. Alberto Ruiz. He's a diabetic specialist from Guatemala. They drink a tea in Guatemala called Milagro de la Selva. It's made from a tree bark. It's a natural thing. And if you drink that tea, it will lower your blood sugar. My blood sugar this morning was 105.
Oh, it's amazing.
105. It's a great product, and if you want to find it, you simply go to type2solution.com. And I'll tell you right now, it costs about $30 to $35 a month. A little over $1 a day is all it takes. Now, I travel, so I can't take bottles of tea and boil tea in a hotel room. But Dr. Alberto Ruiz has come up with a product called MDS, Milagro de la Selva Forte. And in Spanish, that means extract. This is an extract of more than 30 days of tea. You just put a few drops in a bottle of water, and you make your own tea, and you can do that on the airplane even, or you can do it in a hotel room. And this, but you go to type2solution.com, and you'll find out more about it. You'll see Dr. Alberto Ruiz's picture. You'll see the MDS. They also have some other products as well, but the one that I, of course, am very, very involved in. You see, you talk about losing. My wife lost her life due to diabetes.
Oh, she was diabetic.
She was diabetic, and they removed most of her flesh from her legs and so forth. And finally, the doctor said, we're going to have to take her legs off, et cetera, et cetera.
And the sad part, let me interrupt you for 1 minute if I can. You know, when people have the diabetes and then you want to avoid what I created another cartoon character, and he's gangrene.
Yeah.
That's the guy you want to keep away from. But, you know, once you start, and then because you have lack of the blood supply, et cetera, and then the skin deteriorates and you get the bug in there, and you can give you all the antibiotics and the medicine in the world, will not get there. It has to get through the bloodstream.
Yeah.
So they'll take a toe off, a little here, a little there. They'll keep subjecting people to many operations.
Well, and you're absolutely right.
And that's eventually, it's a crime to put people through that kind of traumatic situation, okay? So the idea is what we were trying to do was prevent the diabetes. And then we'll come back, I'm sure, another time, because the one big thing that I've been dealing with kids is against the drug problem.
Well, he's almost local. He's close by, so he can come back again.
Yeah, it's just sometimes I get the traffic going back either through the Oklahoma Will-Raj Turnpike and through Route 66 and through St. Louis. But otherwise, I think we can work.
We can get him back here, get him back over here another time. And I want to say thank you, Dr. Footsie.
I thank you again. I appreciate you. God bless you.
And we'll have you back again. And ladies and gentlemen, go to type2solution.com. If you already have it, if you haven't followed Dr. Footsie's preventive and you do have diabetes and your blood sugar is high, start drinking the Milagro de la Selva tea. You know what Milagro de la Selva translates into English? The miracle of the jungle. And it is a tea. It's a natural product. No toxins in it whatsoever, but it will lower your blood sugar. You go to the website, type2solution.com, and that's the number 2, type2solution.com. You will see my testimony as well as many other men and women. And the next time we have Doc back, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about anything and everything, and just keep on feeding me that good breakfast you gave me. But this is for you, Pastor. I had a little
and we've got an apron for our cook.
Right.
We have Brenda.
And this is a little coloring book we call Drug Mottos, where kids can color in my little foot cartoons and they get a message against the drug. That's just
Amen. I'll give that. I got grandkids like you wouldn't. They love these coloring books, and I'll get that to my grandkids, and they'll use it.